Ever wondered where your waste material, electronic as they may be it gadgets or even vehicles or probably bicycles, those metallic waste materials, have you ever wondered where they do end up when their lifespans are actually exhausted? Well, I'm here at the Agbogbloshie market, and this is the scrap section of the market. And here, as you can see right here, there are so many waste materials. These are used, you can see used bicycles over here. You can see parts of vehicles that probably are no longer in use. And if you move a bit further also, probably let's move ahead. Maybe my cameraman will help me do that. We can just move ahead, and you can see that there are many more of such things around here. These are okay. So if you can see these ones, they used to be in cars. Obviously, you can see these are the fans of a vehicle, quite heavy vehicle, I must add, over there. And that's also. If you move to the other section, you can see computers that are no longer in use, electronic waste, as we call them, we term them. Now, these waste materials, what usually happens is that in order for these people to get the scrap metal that they need, usually when it gets here, they are crushed and then they are burnt, so that subsequently they can retrieve the copper and all the other metals that they need. Now, this burning of these particular substances tends to create a lot of problem for the people themselves. Look at the health implications, for instance. But right here, we are told that something is about to change, something is about to happen, and that a company is trying something to actually get rid of this situation. Much as we know that these people are helping in the chain process in getting rid of the electronic waste that we usually generate, because obviously after you use a machine for about 3-4 years, a computer, I must say, you obviously need to move on. So these people, much as we agree that they are helping in a way get rid of our waste material, we still think that their mode of operations seems to be creating more harm than good. So let's quickly join the gentleman over here. I'm told they're about to launch something. It's a program that is actually going to solve this problem, this need, where electronic waste that is generated wouldn't have to be burnt before the metallic substances can be taken out, because obviously their interest is in the metals though. So let me quickly, okay, probably just after this bicycle rider moves, so let me come this way and get some quick updates from them. Now, if you can see over here, okay, as you can see, I can read Agbogbloshie e-waste recycling center. That is what I can see, but let me reposition myself properly so that the camera can pick that for you. So it's the launching of the Agbogbloshie e-waste recycling center. It's a pilot project, and it's a phase 1 of that pilot project dubbed Eliminating Burning at Agbogbloshie. You can see there are a number of partners there, but I'll probably try and speak to some persons right here. Let me try and get to, okay. So while he gets you that footage, I'll try and speak to some persons over here. I'm told this man is a member of the association of is it scrap dealers? Scrap dealers. Okay. So let me talk to him and get to find out how their mode of operations are, how they do run this system. Hello, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Abdullah Abdurrahman.
And you are the?
I'm the Greater Accra Scrap Dealers Association chairman.
Okay. So how do you derive your scrap? How do you get your scrap?
Okay, our scraps, we do get it in areas. Some people go to Koforidua, Suedru, even Kumasi, even some of them are coming from north with the scraps. That's how we normally get our scraps.
I hear usually when the scrap comes in, you're trying to get the metallic aspects of the scrap. You usually burn some of the things. How true is this? And don't you think it affects everyone?
Yeah, yes, we know that it affects us. But now we thank God that Green Advocates has come to help us with the shard machines, with everything. Today they are going to launch it and give it to us. So we thank God what happened. They did for us.
How difficult was it getting your particular stuff from the chaff that usually comes?
I know it's part of financial problem. That's why we burn it, and we are not burn it. You cannot sell it. That's why the boys, they themselves employ themselves. They are sitting down there. When they bring the the kilns, the copper, they will burn it, they can get something inside to eat. But now how they brought the machines here, I think everything will solve.
So you just heard there from the president of the Greater Accra Association of Scrap Dealers, and he just mentioned to us that usually they burn the substances because, you know what, it costs a lot of money to get these things if you are not actually going the normal burning way. And now, these are some machines that we are told have been brought into the system. But let me speak to the man who is in charge of this and who is making all this a reality. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can you please share with us your name, your company, and what it is you're doing here?
Well, my name is Yao Amoyose, and I work with Green Advocacy Ghana as an NGO that is trying to help create a formal system of, managing our electronic waste in Ghana.
So the electronic waste in Ghana, I have seen a few things myself. I have heard a few things myself, and the gentleman there just said a few things about how they derive their materials from the chaff that usually comes there. They say they burn them. What are some of the implications of these burning?
Well, the implications of burning plastics, it's very serious because any plastics exposed to high temperature emits all kinds of toxic fumes. The commonest, of course, is dioxins. And these dioxins are a group of chemicals that are highly toxic to humans. And we don't have to joke at all with it. Apart from that, there are other components that must not be burnt. And if you burn them, you emit all kinds of, pollutants into the atmosphere. People inhale and get ill. And they told us about the ill health and the conditions they've been experiencing here. And this goes as far as to the ministries and others. There are those businesses here, the EcoBank and HFC. Some of them who are asthmatics don't come out once they arrive to work. They lock themselves up because they come out, they get attacked. This morning when we came, it was so bad, we had to use nose masks. This is what is happening. It is highly toxic and unacceptable. And this contributed to Agbogbloshie being declared one of the top 10 polluted places in the world.
So what is it that your outfit is doing about the particular situation?
Well, we've gone through a lot of research work here. The socioeconomic impacts, the flow of the equipment from, with foreign destinations, when they arrive in the country, where they go to, the portion that come as waste, and the stockpiles of e-waste that industries, institutions are holding. We have research into all that. We know the portion that end up at Agbogbloshie. Okay. Apart from that, we also study the socioeconomic impact, and it is enormous, the kind of business here taking place here. I mean, we have over 3,000 youth operating here in very hazardous conditions, and their health is seriously at risk. People who patronize the market, Agbogbloshie market, are also at risk. The people who live around, the businesses around, the ministries areas are all at risk. We did a health exposure survey, and we studied 12 heavy metals in their blood and urine, and then the air they inhale. And there were such serious anomalies we encountered. I mean, elevated levels of some of these heavy metals in their blood and urine. You can't believe it. And we have met and discussed all this with them, so they are aware of the harm they are doing to themselves. But they also tell us that it's a question of livelihood. They have over 20,000 dependents here. You see, so the situation is livelihood matter. They must survive. And so they get involved in all this. So after all these studies, we decided that there's no use just studying, given, in the bad international press that Agbogbloshie is receiving, and just leaving them to their own fate. After all, they are doing some useful work. They are scavenging and winning metals from the operations, except that the practices they are employing are hazardous and unacceptable. So as a nation, we must help.
Is it that successive governments have not actually played their part in actually curbing the situation or even improving the situation?
Well, that is, I don't know, that is difficult to answer. But it's baffling that
But these are health conditions. It affects everyone. It affects the populace. It affects the working class of the population.
It affects the environment. The soil here is so contaminated that we don't even advise that for any future use, there must be cleanup of the area. And a lot of it is drained into the Odo Lagoon, which ends in the sea. And, it pollutes the fish we rely on and everything. And it's just not good for us. And it's a blight on the image of the capital. Foreigners come here, your friends, and you don't want them to, come around and see. So you come here and you see the thick smoke, and you ask yourself, what is this? Lawlessness. What's happening?
Your outfit is providing a way out, a solution. Can you share with us what that is?
Oh, that is, we're taking them through a lot of training. A lot of exposure, to the point of even sending some of them to Sweden to see how electronic waste is managed, is recycled, so that they understand that this is real business. It's not this kind of informal hazardous activities. So we wanted them to see that first. And having seen that, they will come and tell their colleagues. And so when we begin to introduce technology that can help them, they would then appreciate it because they've seen it work somewhere. And these are business. So in Sweden, they visited a number of recycling firms. So they know that it's business. And they heard it and saw it. So now they are also expectant that in Ghana we can also have something similar to what they saw, so that their health will be protected and the necessary social protection will be also extended to them.
I can see some machines here. Maybe we could draw closer to those machines. Can you tell me what these machines are for and why they are here?
These machines, 4 of them, were donated by the Blacksmith Institute. These are major international partners. And these are mainly to recover copper from cables. And that's the first phase of the project that we are tackling here. And the objective of the first phase is to eliminate burning, which, as I've said, is the leading cause of pollution, environmental pollution, and then health risk. So these are going to be used for that. They have been trained, and we are forming business. We've helped them to form a business unit within the Scrap Dealers Association, who are going to manage this. And the workers, some of the e-waste workers have been trained to manage it. Then we are setting up a board, the management board, comprising the Scrap Dealers Association, EPA, Green Advocacy, National Youth Authority, and then Gratis Foundation. And they will be given the direction, the technical and managerial direction to the management team on the ground. So this is going to be a business. So the members of the association will bring their materials, which will be recovered and then sold to the business unit, or the members can pay for the recovery and take their materials away. Yes.
So assuming I come with a ton of electronic waste and I need it to go through the system, how much am I supposed to pay?
We haven't set up the values yet, but the management team, who are experienced because they are already involved in this, would be working out the modalities. The cables are different sizes and different, the material, the plastic sheet around them are also of different types. Some are thicker, some are, so they have to work out the modalities for, charging the small fees to be able to pay for the overheads and then run the equipment sustainably. So
we are looking at running the test phase, or this phase 1, for say how long? Is it a month, 2 months?
The test phase will be for about towards the end of October, and beyond that, to be in full swing. And fortunately, we have Gratis Foundation also joining as a partner. For repairs, maintenance, and other things. So if there's any equipment breakdown or whatever, they are there to provide the necessary services. And we are even exploring opportunities for them to fabricate similar equipment so that we can increase the number and be able to cover all the materials that are brought here.
Amoye Osei, thank you so very much for your time this morning. That's Mr. Amoye Osei. He's with Green Advocacy Ghana, and some refreshing news for a Thursday morning like this. And what more can I say? Virtually everything has been said. I can't say much. All I can say is kudos to the Green Advocacy Group and to all the other partners who are making this possible, trying to rid the city of electronic waste and its implications. You mentioned the burning that is usually associated with this causes a lot of threats. It poses a lot of threats to the people of Ghana, the working populace. So that's it from me here at Agbogbloshie Market. I'm sure I'll join in the celebration once everything goes smoothly on. Over to you in the studio.